Hi, I'm Peter George, and I turned 50 last year. And if I would go back in time and meet my younger self around, I don't know, 12 or something, or 18, doesn't matter, I would give myself these 10 musical tips. First of all, instead of using technique to impress somebody, I would rather use it to express myself, what's inside of me. I've played music, guitar for years and years and years. And if I look back, yeah, it was really to show off. We're looking for external validation. But did that bring me joy? No, because it's something. It's a hole you cannot fill. It doesn't stop. So for me right now, I mean, I'm not looking for any external validation anymore. It's more about creating what is inside of me. This is a very strange one, as I've been trained classically. So you learn the notes, you learn playing classical pieces by using scores. So you read music. Yes, it's really nice to read music, but as I'm playing pop, rock, soul, and things like that, the thing that I learned there is that you are playing music with your head. So this means if you don't have any score, you cannot play any music. And I was always a little bit jealous of other people having a guitar around a campfire and playing music. And therefore, I would start immediately by listening to songs and transcribing them as I hear it. So I don't have a relative pitch or an absolute pitch. So I cannot hear a note and saying, "Oh, this is a C," for instance. But I'm convinced you can learn that also or feel the notes by doing that a lot and by listening to songs and trying to figuring it out. It's a really important skill, um, and I never did that a lot. So I mean, even if you make mistakes, because in those errors there is a spark of creativity there, and it's yeah, and afterwards you can change, but it's really that process of searching, feeling, and it takes a long time to really learn that skill. But so I wouldn't go immediately buy scores for certain songs. It's a quick fix, but it also takes away the lesson of really listening and feeling a song. Then the third lesson is speed. That this means that the higher the speed, so the faster you can play, the better you are as a guitar player. And of course, speed is nice. I like speed. At the same time, music for me is really about being touched. If I'm seeing a concert, I want to be touched by the passion of the musician that they are playing. It's really about the experience. You can feel it if somebody is just rambling notes or is really about feeling the notes and the expression. And therefore, I really admire players who also can play slowly and have a really great phrasing and touch and know how to breathe between notes. The fourth lesson is, as a guitar player, most of the time when you are practicing, you're practicing lead guitar, so playing solos. It's great, yeah, solos. But for me, I would focus from the get go, and I struggled in the beginning a lot with it, is rhythm playing. All the rhythm players, Nile Rodgers, Eddie Van Halen, he's a great rhythm player, by the way. Rhythm, rhythm, rhythm. Even blues, Stevie Ray Vaughan. The two first records of Michael Jackson, Thriller and Off the Wall, they're amazing, amazing guitar players on that. David Williams. I mean, this is this it's and it and why? Because live normally 90% of the time you're going to play chords and rhythm. So having a great rhythm feel and locking in with the rest is actually more important than playing solos for most of the time. Of course, yeah, if you want to become a Steve Vai or whatever, but then Ed Sheeran is playing for more people. I assume, than for instance Steve Vai, and I like both of them, by the way. The fifth, technique is not about, yeah, expression. Technique is fine, and I've been very focused on technique, especially on the scale thing, the scales, and at the same time, I mean, playing a very jazzy, out of whatever thing scale at in a Locrian mode on a Madonna track live. That's for that 1% of the audience, that musician, and it's again that showing off. So nowadays I'm rather more focusing on within a certain musical context. I'm going to stick to certain musical rules, and of course there are always rules you can bend, but technique is fine. But it's really about serving the audience and serving the song, and your ego, it really comes last, and of course serving the band because you have to play with the others. The sixth lesson, and it's for a lot of guitar players a challenge, and it also for me. I think I have bought every amplifier on the planet, like big brands, Bassemans, twin reverbs, um, deluxe reverb, Marshall, a Plexi, a JCM, whatever you can think, a Vox, a Mesa Boogie. And the strange thing is, especially with distortion, I sounded like myself, and it's really when I really took the time of not focusing on the gear, but focusing on myself and technique and feel and listening and feeling, that my tone became better. And I don't say you don't have to buy any gear, and it's really great gear. I really love it. Um, but gear is not making you a better player. Um, for some reason, I play with medium priced guitars. I don't like really polished, nice guitars of 5,000 US dollar or euros. I cannot play live with it. It doesn't, yeah, in my head, it's like, oh, something's going to happen. Would you play with 1,000 or 2,000 euros guitars? I'm like, yeah, or even second-hand guitars. I don't know, the detachment of the instrument. Although I love the particular instrument, yeah, it's I see it as a tool. The seventh lesson is I would focus from the get go not on scales, so not on the Dorian and the Locrian and the Phrygian, and it's I would only use the pentatonic minor, of course, which is like the standard for a lot of guitar players. Of course, the major, but I would focus on basic harmony and chords. Really, how are you creating chords? The 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, whatever, and learning that, because then you know the difference between a major, a minor, a seventh chord, and also it in combination with the rhythm, of course. If you know that, uh, when you then start playing solos, you will sound very, very melodic instead of just playing a scale over a couple of chords. So that chord thing for me, that really opened. I only learned that around, I think it was 32 or 33. Yeah, and that opened really a world for me. But before that, I was really hiding, yeah, behind scales, and a lot of other musicians, yeah, were saying that I played very technically. It's great playing technically, but it doesn't resonate and connect with your audience. And the eighth lesson, I would play 10 minutes a day instead of just 1 or 2 hours every 2 weeks, or in a, because it's learning a instrument, and it's the same for other instruments. It's actually for everything you are learning. It's not a linear line. It's not a linear curve. It's not about, yeah, doing, yeah, things, and then you gradually are getting better. It works in a really, you stay at a certain level, and then suddenly you break through that level and you go to another level. It's really, yeah, in jumps, and you can only reach that by consistent and persistent practice. And also the fact that, I mean, to keep the joy in it, you have to. It's a deep learning curve. So with those 10 minutes breaks, 10 minutes intervals, you're playing every day. It keeps it fresh. Then the ninth, comparing myself to others. In the town that I lived, there were amazing guitar players when I was 14, and I was like, immediately the voice in my head said, I I will never able to play like that. So really, what they call the imposter syndrome, I still have that, and I'm still impressed by other guitar players when they can do something. At the same time, by getting older, you recognize that voice in your head, and you can say, "That's not me. I'm going to do anyway because I love what I do. I love playing." And I see the others as something to learn and to be inspired by them. But I do I and they do they. So, I mean, I can never be them and they cannot be me. So it's really about being yourself and finding that unique identity, a unique voice, which is really aligned with your personality. I mean, when you're a passionate person, outspoken, it's going to radiate in the play, in the way you are playing. And that's okay. It's real because then you are what they call authentic, and that's really what people want to see and feel. They want to feel people who are 100% themselves. Of course, connecting with others in the bands. It's not about 99% bragging by big guitar solos. But it's really about having that fun, and it's really about accepting yourself, who you are, with the quirks. And therefore, the comparison trap, comparing yourself with others. Just focus on your own path. I mean, it's not about playing music. It's not a competition. There are no prizes. There are no prizes. The return is the joy, and the goal of the song is to play the song and enjoy the song. It's not about the final chord. Never. Otherwise, you only would listen to the final chord over and over again. No, it's about the intro, the verse, the chorus, the middle eight. And then that concludes my last lesson. It's I would embrace the learning curve, the path of learning more, and realizing that the journey is the destination. There is no point where you say, "Oh, I know the instrument now." No. There are still things you can learn. It's an unlimited potential lying there, also in yourself. And yes, you will feel frustrated and irritated, as sometimes you will have a very shitty sound and you cannot explain it why. And then the next day, you will think, damn, this is a really great sound, which inspires you. And so really embrace the joy of the journey, and see that journey as never ending, and accept the frustration and irritation, and or you stop and you do something else, or you just accept, say, I feel frustrated, and that's it. But I love the instrument so much, I feel so much passionate, I will go on. And therefore also it's important that, yeah, it's so important to, even when you only know one chord or two chords, immediately start by playing music instead of just rehearsing sounds, or becoming a mechanical device of music. It's really about having two chords and then experimenting. I mean, I know songwriters who studied at Berkeley, and sometimes they just put their fingers random at the fretboard to really see how that will spark their creativity and to come up with a new idea, because they are aware that because of all the training that they have and the muscle memory, that their fingers will automatically will go to places that they already know. So really, it's all about feeling and playing the music, even when you only know just a couple of chords. These were my 10 lessons, I would say, to my younger self. Of course, it's not limited. I'm pretty sure after this video I will come up with even 10 more, and I'm really curious to find out what are your 10 lessons or 5 lessons or your top 1 lesson that you would give your younger self as a musician, guitar player, pianist, I don't know, whatever, or even singer or drummer. Is that an instrument? Yes, it is an instrument. So let me know. Thanks for subscribing and liking, and see you next time. Bye bye.